What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of our realistic career mode with Nottingham Forest. This is episode number 11, and as we reject an offer from Italian side Bologna for our in-form cam Jesse Lingard, we're coming off the back of two league defeats in a row, Newcastle at home and Leicester away in the derby, whilst we also beat Sutton in the third round of the FA Cup. We brought back Jamal Lascelles, obviously coming through the youth academy at Nottingham Forest. He joined Newcastle, was there for about 8 or 9 years, went to Strasbourg, and then we brought him back from France. He's come into the back line to try and shore up the defence, try and give us our first clean sheet of the season. Yet to keep a clean sheet in any competition is quite remarkable, really. Luckily, we've got the league top scorer, Taiwo Awoniyi, 17 goals on the season. What a man he's been, and what a man this guy has been as well. Brennan Johnson, I was worried this guy couldn't step up to the Premier League from the Championship. He crushed it for Forest last season in the Championship, but he has stepped up. Double figures in goals and assists. He and Taiwo have been a clinical pairing up front, and if it wasn't for them two, we would be a lot further down in the Premier League table right now, because our defence, like I said, is shocking. One change for this game against Liverpool, the youngster Farmer coming in for the injured Mangala. If you remember, we lost to Liverpool at Anfield earlier on in the season 4-1, Salah and Thiago both scoring twice, but we would take a 1-0 lead. That man mentioned before, Brennan Johnson, with a beautiful finish. First touch to open up his body and then put it top corner. It was a truly stunning hit, and I thought, maybe the clean sheet's coming today. Maybe this is the game. But no. When will it come? I don't know. Mohamed Salah gets on the score sheet twice, like he did at Anfield, both first-time finishes. Thiago, as you would see, would make it 3-1 with a nice finish, and then he would get his second of the game. And just like that, we're 4-1 down, and, you know, the game is clinical. The game is very clinical. We can't hate on that, because these are world-class players, you know. The Egyptian Mo Salah is one of the best informed forwards over the last couple of years. But, yeah, this was not a 4-1 game at all. You would have seen it as well at the end. I don't know if you noticed, but when we were taking that corner just before full-time, the stand in the background, a lot of the fans had gone already. They weren't happy with what they were seeing. Like we've said pretty much every episode, we aren't trying to get points against these bigger teams. They're a bonus. Yes, if they come, it's good, but the points have to come around from the teams around us. And just like that, we start off the episode with a defeat to second place Liverpool, a 4-1 defeat. And it's a mirror image of the result at Anfield. We lost 4-1 there. Salah and Thiago scored twice. They've done the same here again. I cannot wait to see the back of Jurgen Klopp's men. Luckily, we will not see them again this season, unless maybe we see them in the FA Cup. Fingers crossed, we don't know. But moving on from that game, Biancone would go on a short loan to Rayo Vallecano for the rest of the season. And, well, we would dip our toes into the transfer market for the third time in January already, making our third signing of the season, Alexis Vega. The 25-year-old was a free agent released from his contract with Mexican side Guadalajara. We take full advantage of him being free, and we snap up the 80 rated forward. We gave him a 3-year contract and wages 2/3 of the amount he was in Liga MX, so we've saved some money there, whilst also giving him a good bonus incentive. I think he only needs to score about 5 goals for the bonus, which is nice. Nice bonus for him, and if he's scoring for us, it's a bonus as well. This transfer is huge. Not only does he complete our board's objective of signing 2 North American-based players, so with Lyndon Gooch, he becomes the second, but we get him on a free, and a free is always a dub, and look at him. He looks amazing in red. So welcome Alexis Vega to Nottingham. Yes, absolutely gassed with this signing. Straight away, we're into the developing section. I'm going to convert into a cam because obviously in this formation, we don't play with the wingers at the moment. So we're going to convert him to a cam. Luckily, that'll only take a couple of weeks. And then he can provide cover in that central attacking midfield with Lingard whilst Gibbs White's out injured. But to be fair to Lingard, he stepped up into that role brilliantly. He's filled Gibbs White's boots. Oh God, that's a mouthful. And to be fair, he's actually probably played better than the player who is younger than him, came in on a bigger transfer fee. Lingard's been the better attacker, I must admit it, and we're not really missing Gibbs White at the moment. We just need him more for the cover. But I think Vega has that bit of quality, and yeah, I know we need to sign more defenders because our attacking isn't the issue at the moment. But when I saw him on for free, I couldn't resist the chance to snap him up, and he becomes a red. And he makes his debut straight away at Carrow Road, away at Norwich in the FA Cup 4th round. Norwich, who are currently sat 6th in the Championship, they did knock out Premier League opposition Southampton. They knocked out in the third round, so they have some pedigree already. We're coming into this game, we didn't make as many changes. Normally, for the last FA Cup game, we made 11 changes. We only made 7 this time. I say only 7. It's still a lot, but we made 7 changes, including a debut for Vega, but it was still a strong side. Henderson, you would notice in goal. Hennessy played all the other cup games, but after his clangers against Sutton, he's lucky that our forwards bailed us out in that game. He will not play for the club again until we play Man United, actually, in which case he will play again. But still a strong side. But, it's the same old story. We go 1-0 down. We concede goals. Yes, it is what it is. I have to admit it. I'm going to try and bring in some more defenders, try and sort out this defence. But for now, we concede goals. It doesn't matter if we're playing Sutton in League 2 or Liverpool in the Premier League. We concede goals. So at the moment, we just have to outscore our opponents. We went 1-0 down today. Timu Puki to Todd Cantwell, Norwich's deadly duo. We would make it 1-1. Lyndon Gooch with his first goal of the club in his second game. A great finish. Fed out into the right, ran into the box and would score. Jesse Lingard would make it 2-1 and complete the turnaround. A Gooch assist, and then these two would link up again just now. 15 minutes into the second half, it's Gooch to Lingard again. It's 3-1, and now we're looking comfortable. Gooch, I've been massively impressed. I was impressed with him in this game. He would get his third assist here, and Vega would get that debut goal. 3 assists for Gooch and 1 goal. 4 goal contributions in one game. I know we're playing lower opposition, but I'll be honest. I'm more impressed with him in the couple games he's played than I thought I would be. 67 rated, I thought he's just going to be cover and maybe not even play that much. But do you know what? He has impressed me. So maybe Gooch can show a bit more, play a bit more throughout the rest of the season. We would see this game out, knock out Norwich out of the 4th round of the FA Cup. We move into the 5th round. The FA Cup is, now we're out, the League Cup is, it's a competition that we can potentially go all the way and win. That would be amazing to bring silverware in our first season to the City Ground, but this is a nice win for us. We move into the 5th round. We'll wait to see who we get in the Cup. And maybe we'll be facing Norwich next season in the Premier League. They're currently sat in a playoff spot in the Championship. They started off strongly, but we did assert our dominance as the game went on and saw out the win. As Biancone's loan is confirmed, the medical staff also confirmed that Ryan Yates is on his way back from injury and he is fit enough for the bench in what will be our final game of the episode. Bournemouth away, currently sat 19th in the Premier League. They only have 3 league wins this season, but one of those did come against us at the City Ground. David Brooks scoring twice in the last 10 minutes to give the Cherries a 4-3 victory. Can we get our payback here at the Vitality? The 2 worst defences in the league, 90 goals conceded between the 2. Would you believe that? 90 goals conceded. That's just a disgusting stat, honestly. And with that stat, we deserve to be lower in the league. But luckily, like we said, we got Awonyi, we got Johnson, we got Lingard, all firing goals at the moment. So we're higher up in the league. But going into this game, we take... Oh, God, it's just the narrative, isn't it? We go 1-0 down. Zolt Kalma, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, would give the Cherries an early 1-0 lead before Dominic Solanke would make it 2-0 just before half-time. At the half-time break, we would go to a 4-2-2 formation, bringing on Vega for his Premier League debut. But just a couple minutes into the second half, Solanke would get his second of the game, Bournemouth's third. And I'll be honest, this was one of those games where you just know you're going to get battered. I mean, everything they touched turned to goals. Every time Bournemouth moved forward, I thought I was going to concede, like genuinely. And I couldn't believe I was playing at 19th positioned Bournemouth, who have 3 wins out of 23 games this season. It just baffles me. And sometimes you'll play the AI, and the lower the ranked they are, the better they do against you. And before we know it, we would find ourselves 5-0 down. Yes, 5-0 down. Dominic Solanke with a hat-trick, and Zolt Kalma getting his second of the game with a beautiful lobbed finish. I'll be honest, this was the nicest of the 5 goals. I mean, I wasn't happy to see it, but yeah, we just weren't at the races today. As much as Bournemouth were amazing and their AI just absolutely battered us, we were not at the races today. I'll be honest, my performance was poor. Maybe I came into this game thinking we would win because of their league position, but they absolutely humbled us. The one tiny smidgen positive from the game, Vega would get a debut goal, a Premier League debut goal. That's 2-2 for him. Great start for the Mexican. But the Cherries weren't done with their scoring, and neither was Dominic Solanke. He would get his 4th, Bournemouth 6th, and it would end 6-1 to Bournemouth. Our heaviest defeat of the season comes against a side who only have 4 league wins out of 24 games. They have 4 league wins, and 2 of them have come against us. They've put 10 goals against us in 2 games. That's just not good enough. That is not good enough. Thank God we have the strikers we do, because we would be in an absolute relegation scrap. We've conceded 58 goals in 24 games. We're sat in 12th. Luckily, we've scored the 2nd highest amount of goals in the league with 47. We're sat in 12th. Bournemouth move up to 18th with that win. But yeah, the Cherries do the double over us, just like Liverpool. I can't wait to see the back of Gary O'Neill and his men. But that'll be it for today's episode. Looking forward to seeing you in the next episode where we round off the January transfer window. Let me know if you think there's anyone I should sign in the comments below. But for now, I'll catch you later. Peace.